soar abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show under the world of outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back tonight to the Dre Broadcasting Network and the Extreme Motorsports 99 as we go side by side at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And speaking of Charlotte Motor Speedway, we are here for the NC Education Lottery 250. That's the NC Education Lottery 250 Round 4 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. I'm your commentator, Sean Zulu. And that being the Dre Broadcasting booth is my partner in crime and producer, David Everly. How are you doing tonight, Dave?
Doing great, Sean. How you doing?
Doing good too, thank you. Well, here tonight, once again, we have our hands full. A lot of amazing drivers, fast machines. And so far, looks like we're going to be having a 32 truck field. That is a 32 truck field. That is a whole lot of machines. Just a recap from last week's race. That's a recap from last week's race. The Toyota Tundra 250 at Kansas Speedway. Zachary Crazer brought it home for his first win of the season. Garrett Robinson second. Adam Eisenhower third. Dakota Craig fourth. Gary Biowitz fifth. Bobby Tinch sixth. Curtis Vollmer seventh. Timothy Hamlet eighth. Tommy Haynes ninth. And Hunter McDaniel did round up the top 10. And moving on to our current point standings, Zachary Crazer taking over the points lead. Well, last week he was tied in points with his teammate Curtis Vollmer. Yeah, so Curtis Vollmer and Zachary Crazer were tied last week in points in the lead, but now they broke the tie and Zachary Crazer is leading. Curtis Vollmer now bumped down to second in points. Bobby Tint third. Garrett Robinson fourth. Adam Eisenhower fifth. Tommy Amasi sixth. Cody McFadden seventh. Hunter McDaniel and Marty Ray tied for 8th place in points. Tommy Amasi, Gary Woolbot tied for 9th place in points. And Travis Pryor and Gary Biowitz tied for 10th place in the points standings. And these points are very, very close, ladies and gentlemen. We are a little bit early here in the season still. So this is going to be as close as the points get. We have, I believe, a total of about 7 to 8 sets of drivers tied in points. So from 8th place, 9th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 15th, it just goes further on down the list. Well, going back here to tonight's race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, Dave, what are we dealing with tonight? And the driver is accompanied by a 50% fuel limit as usual. That is a 50% fuel limit, giving us 2 to 3 required pit stops in order for the drivers to be able to make it the full length of the race. And tonight we do have a few laps, a couple laps shorter than last night's race. Right here in the K&N cars at the ExtremeMotorsports99.com, we have 114 laps. That is 114 laps here tonight. And with these trucks, like David talked about, great track temperature, and the air temp as well does really accompany it quite well. Well, looking there in the chat, our viewers in the chat, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And for all those new viewers, welcome to the Dre Broadcast Bus Laddock. Welcome back. Pat T as well, back in the chat. Welcome back, Pat T. And Jay Pryor. Jay Pryor as well is tuning in the chat. Welcome, guys. We are glad to have you all again. And ladies and gentlemen, for all of you who have not yet said anything in the chat, please say something, say hello, let us know who you're rooting for tonight, and we will gladly give you a big shout out. We are very glad to see you all. Well, looks like qualifying has now ended. We are going to give the drivers a few seconds before we go down the starting order. And Pat T. J. Pryor rooting for the 81 of Travis Pryor, including his whole entire team, the Maverick Motorsports team, which consists of their Hunter McDaniel, Ken Ladd, including 77 of Tyler Holman here in the Truck Series. And once we go green, I will go over the amount of teams, or the team names that we have here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com Truck Series, because we have a lot of different teams, and these teams do help each other a lot. Well, the drivers among the teams do work together for a common good. Well, going over the starting order here tonight, we will be being led by post hitter 57 of Hunter McDaniel, Maverick Motorsports driver, and the alien from last week, Bryce Whitson Jr. second place, Curtis Vollmer third, Andy Starcher fourth, Zachary Kreiser 5th, that's the new points leader. Travis Pryor 6th, just got his second win last night in the K&N series. Adam Eisenhower 7th, Marty Ray 8th, Rick Donathan 9th, and Tommy Haynes in the top 10th position. The 10th place position, rounding up the top 10. Scott Mitten 11th, Cody McFadden 12th, Dakota Craig 13th. We have Greg Bradshaw 14th, Tommy Amasi 15th, Ethan Kurtz 16th, Tyler Hallman 17th, Chris Voiles 18th, Ken Ladd 19th, and the 01 of Garrett Robinson rounding up the top 20. 66 of Bobby Tinch 21st. We have Kerry Cleaver 22nd, Vernon Markheim 23rd, Gary B. Whitson 24th, Devin Sanders 25th, the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. 26th, Jamie Christensen 27th, Brandon Limecooler 28th, the 4 Brian Kuochek Don't Guest Drive for Diabetes Awareness 29th, Jason Eisenhower 30th, Gary Woolwatch 31st, and last driver qualifying is the 71 of Chris Thorman. Well, we have some drivers who will be rounding up the rest of the field. We have Mike Franklin. I said Mike Hunt. That's Mike Franklin, Rusty Farrow, Michael Twaits, Jim Kelly, Joshua Gillen, and this will give us about a 35 to 37 truck field. So with that said, we will find out as soon as lap 1 is completed here tonight for the NC Education Lottery 250 round 4 of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. Well, this time by being led once again by the post setter Hunter McDaniel with the help of Curtis Vollmer. On the outside is Bryce Whitson Jr. being pushed for the 19 of Andy Starcher, going green this time by. Travis Pryor warming up those tires to avoid wheel spin. The pace car does dip off, and Hunter does cut everybody off guard. Great start by Hunter McDaniel. And the final frame place here as we speak between Bryce Whitson and Curtis Vollmer side by side. And return on lap 1 this time by NC Lottery Education 250. Already have drivers trying to laps, 10 to 15 laps. And after that, it will change the game. And with that said, this time the drivers are just pretty much going for it. And with these trucks, they do drop pretty well. So it's going to work all in their favor. And as we speak, Marty Ray watching a battle between the 18 of Rick Donovan and the 19 of Andy Starcher, side by side. And Marty Ray right now being pushed with the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Tommy Haynes, he just trying to buy his time. Same thing he did last week at Kansas Speedway. He is here tonight, starting in the 10th place spot, still maintaining the top 10 as we speak. And just watching a battle now between Marty Ray and the 19 of Andy Starcher. And last night, Dave, in the K&N cars, the outside line did come into play quite early. And tonight just might be the exact same case, because as we speak, we have some drivers working the outside line, namely 18 of Rick Donovan and the 19 of Andy Starcher.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to use that outside line most definitely, Sean. One of my favorite lines to run that middle to high lane. Helps save some tires here, especially if you get a long green flag run.
Yeah, the green flag runs, I mean the long runs are very, very important, yes, in this case. And these drivers playing it smart here, trying to save these tires. So all these guys on the bottom lane will end up fading away here before too long. And the drivers who are maintaining the outside line this far will be the drivers who take over the alienness. Oh, alienness is not really a word. But pretty much they'll become the aliens on the track. And the caution flies here on lap number 5. We are going to back it up and see who might have been involved. Oh, the 8 of Jamie Christensen got a piece of the action. Heavy damage on the... Oh, man, yes, that was some bad contact. Yeah, the 8 of Christensen got a piece of the action. Let's back it up on Jamie, Dave. See what happened.
Yeah, it looks like contact between the 8 and the 13. The 8, up over the wall and on his lid. So as we're going to rewind this here, take another closer look at it. But it looks like the 13 saved it, kept it off the wall. But the 8, man, he went for a nasty spin.
Oh, yeah. He was sideways in the grass there on the apron entering turn 1, and a little bit of a bump gave his machine enough left to clear the wall. And actually made him roll once. That's very unfortunate indeed for Jamie Christensen. But not to worry, ladies and gentlemen. The drivers do have one backup truck. With that said, he will be able to go down pit road, get a brand new one, and still stay competitive. And I was going to say, maybe he might just think about having his pit crew work on that machine and straighten that machine out, because the race is still very young, still 108 laps left. That is 108 laps remaining. And if he gets into anything else after using a backup truck, he just might be done for the evening. But fingers crossed for Jamie that that is not the case. And as we speak, everybody being led down pit road by Hunter McDaniel. And yep, nobody staying out.
The 18, Rick Donathan's going to win the race off pit road, followed by Marty Ray, Hunter McDaniel, Bryce Whitson Jr., Zachary Kraser, Scott Mitten, Curtis Palmer, Adam Eisenhower, Andy Starcher, and Bobby Tinch rounding out your top 10 right now.
And speaking of Rick Donathan being one of the two-tire heroes here early on, this is going to be a good strategy, because with how early it is, this should not affect them too much. So we're going to have Rick Donathan, Marty Ray, including Scott Mitten taking 2 tires, and Bobby Tinch as well. These 4 drivers taking 2 tires, but everybody else taking 4 tires. I did talk about how this seems to be a good strategy, but usually in reality it does end up making the machines a little bit unbalanced, and that could cause tightness or even looseness, most likely more loose than tight. But it just depends, once again, on the drivers' driving styles. We are going to find out here before too long. And Donathan takes over the race lead this time by on lap 8. Marty Ray 2nd, Hunter McDaniel 3rd, Bryce Whitson Jr. 4th, and Zachary Kraser in the 5th place spot so far, rounding up the top 5. And here as we speak, showing Jamie Christensen, showing him a lap down. Actually looks like he just got back on the lead lap this time by. And unfortunately, we have lost the 11 of Ken Ladd. Yes, we have lost Ken Ladd. But look forward to him getting back to us. He might be trying to get back in the server, because it looks like he unfortunately did lose connection. But look forward to seeing Ken Ladd back here tonight before the race is over. And if we do not go 1 to green this time by, it will give us a time for race interview. So stay tuned and fingers crossed. And I talked about how we have a lot of different race teams out here in the track series. I'm going to name off a couple of them here just to give you guys a refresher. We have 18 of Rick Donovan, a solo driver with the Law Dog Motorsports, Performance Motorsports with Don Kidder Jr., Andy Starcher, Cody McFadden, and Greg Bradshaw as a 4-man team. Outlaw Jaeger Racing, that's Zachary Kraser, including Curtis Vollmer, that's Outlaw Jaeger Racing. JCR, we have Tommy Haynes and Jamie Christensen as a 2-man team in JCR. Bandit Motorsports, that is Bandit Motorsports, Chris Voyles and Kerry Cleaver. Ferocity Motorsports, solo driver tonight, 50 Scott Mitten. Eisenhower Racing, Jason Eisenhower, Marty Ray, and Adam Eisenhower. Maverick Motorsports, Hunter McDaniel and Travis Pryor. Jake Nichols Racing, that's Jake Nichols Racing. We have Ethan Kurtz. I'm not sure if these guys are racing, but that's going to be Jake Nichols Racing. We have Nate Trito, Ethan Kurtz, Jake Nichols, including Dwayne Culberson, Wicked Fabrication Racing, Garrett Robinson and Brandon Limecooler, Gillen Motorsports, Jim Kelly, Joshua Gillen, and Dakota Craig, and including Money Motorsports, Tyler Holman, Whitson Motorsports, Gary Whitson and Bryce Whitson. But the pace car does dip off this time on 18 of Jonathan. Wastes no time whatsoever. He gets a very, very good restart and leaves a battle between Marty Ray and the 10 of Bryce Whitson. But Whitson clears the 6.5 of Marty Ray successfully and maintains second place spot. Well, I spoke too soon. Looks like the 6.5 Marty Ray gets the inside back away from Bryce Whitson Jr. And side by side they'll stay on the backstretch.
Yeah, making a good run here as they are running around this track. I tell you, Sean, I love this track. One of my favorite tracks. It's a blast to run, that's for sure.
Absolutely, man. It's a very, very high-speed track. High speed, and it is on the high side of banking. It does have a lot of banking, and this banking does help these machines rotate. And the trucks do, like the drivers talked about during a couple of interviews last week and the week before last at Atlanta. They talked about how these machines are a little bit more forgiving for the drivers who race both in the Pro Can-Am series, including the truck series. They talked about how these trucks are a little bit more forgiving than the Pro Can-Am cars. And with that said, the drivers have a chance to push these machines more than they do the Can-Am cars. And with that said, we're going to see a lot more battling because there's a lot of room for error with these machines. As we speak, battling for the race lead side by side, 18 of Jonathan and the 6.5 of Marty Ray side by side. And Jonathan with the help of Hunter McDaniel on the outside line. Rick Donovan right now is trying to side draft the crap out of Marty Ray. He's trying to get as close to the inside as he possibly can, because the higher he stays up, the more distance he covers. Therefore, the more time he'll pretty much lose against the Marty Ray. And as we speak, still 18 of Jonathan, still making the outside line work quite well. Surprisingly, the outside does seem to be coming to life, slowly but surely.
Yeah, most definitely that outside line's going to dial in. I mean, you're going to see the 65 Marty Ray. He's going to get a good jump here on entry, but Rick Donovan's going to come back. But actually, Marty Ray's going to lead this lap.
Yep, and what Jonathan is trying to do at the same time when he's trying to side drop, he is trying to pinch. Oh, looks like Marty Ray finally clears the 18 of Rick Donovan, but Jonathan was trying to push him down there to make him lift, because Marty Ray would have had to lift to avoid pushing up, because these machines do end up pushing up quite a bit on the inside. That's exactly why the outside line comes into play later on in the run. And behind them as we speak, Hunter McDaniel side by side with the 10 of Bryce Whitson. You know, exchange paint in the front stretch, but no harm, was still green. So the Whitson Motorsports driver Bryce Whitson and the Maverick Motorsports driver Hunter McDaniel, the first ever champion of the Pro Can-Am Series with the Extreme Motorsports 99. 48 of Curtis Vollmer is poking his nose into this battle between Hunter McDaniel and the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr. But Bryce just might edge him out entering turn 1. Yes, he clears him successfully. And Dave for the back in the pack. Bobby Tinge on the outside line trying to make some moves as we speak against. That's going to be the 2 of Ethan Kurtz, Cody McFadden, and the 17 of Tommy Haynes. And Cody McFadden, oh, we have a driver off the track here on the backstretch. It looks like the 19 of Andy Starcher, I do believe. Oh, big check on the inside line. Here on the exit of 4, big cluster from about, that's going to be from 14th place, about 20th. Yep, I just now noticed this, Dave, but some drivers with some heavy damage on their machines. For example, the Ferocity Racing driver, solo driver, the 50 of Scott Mitten. His machine has seen better days, and it is going off the track to let the faster traffic by. Yeah, that's very unfortunate indeed for Scott Mitten. He most likely will be going down pit road. Nope, he is still staying out, trying to make the best of the damage. And yes, the driver who was on the apron before was the 19 of Andy Starcher. And as we speak, Andy Starcher does seem to have a couple of dents here and there on his machine. And something tells me Andy Starcher and 50 of Mitten might have made some contact that we do not know about. But I could be wrong. And as we speak, 19 of Andy Starcher is being approached by the 8 of Jamie Christensen. And Dave, status check on Jamie Christensen. Christensen was the driver who went over the wall and flipped once, so I should say rode over once during the first caution that we had there early on lap number 5. He chose to not use his backup truck. And Dave, I should admit, that's a very good strategy because the machine is doing quite well.
Yeah, he's going to save it just in case he's sitting back in 33rd position on the lead lap. That's what matters. So he is just still holding on as he's riding right there behind the 19 of Andy Starcher.
Oh, most definitely, man. He does see the bigger picture here. And once those green flag pit stops kick in, things will change, ladies and gentlemen. We do see how we've talked about and noticed how fuel strategy and pit strategies do come into play here in these runs, and they do really mean, they could mean losing a race, or I should say gaining or losing spots, or maybe even gaining or losing laps. It could come down to that. And as we go here for the back in this pack, the 94 of Devin Sanders having a Sunday drive in the Bud Light Chevy Silverado. That is a very, very well-dressed machine. His next victim is the 4 of Brent Kuo. Brent Kuo, the Czech Don't Gas drive for diabetes awareness all over the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. like fudge cake on Sunday. And Don Kidder Jr. always just pretty much riding in the back of the pack early on, trying to buy his time, trying to get used to the machine's handling against the track lap after lap, despite the changing conditions. And as we spoke there, Brent was able to get around the 03 of Don Kidder Jr., and that did bump Brent up to 19th place and Kidder down to 20th place. And now as we speak, Don Kidder Jr. is holding the doors and the key to the top 20 against 94 of Devin Sanders. And Dave in front of the 03, we have 05 of Tommy Amasi trying to make some moves against 77 of Tyler Holman. Speaking of Tyler Holman, he already has a win under his belt so far this season in the Truck Series. He is trying to make this tonight his second win of the season. That would be quite amazing. And Holman's next victim so far is a 33, actually 66 of Bobby Tinge, and then 33 of Vern Markheim. And from my calculations here, the drivers will be able to go up with the 50% fuel limit. They should be able to go about, I should say the pit window is for in between laps 25 through 35, but do not quote me on that. And if that is the case here before too long, here in the next 10 laps, green flag pit stops should kick in. The drivers now having 19 laps on their tires and tanks. So far, the drivers on the lead lap, that is. And at this point, yeah, everybody is on the lead lap, at least everybody who is racing out here. So yeah, those green flag pistols will really shape things up or shake things up. But going back up front, Marty Ray leading, Bryce Whitson Jr. second, Rick Donovan third, Travis Pryor fourth, and Hunter McDaniel rounding up the top 5.
Yeah, Travis Pryor there starting outside the top 10 on that last restart. He has moved up here into 4th as he is working his way around the 57 of Hunter McDaniel, as he is now focusing on the 18 of Rick Donovan, but Hunter McDaniel just not going to give it up.
Oh no, he will not, especially without a fight. As we speak, they catch a slow machine on the outside line. That is Marty Ray. Marty, the race leader, with some right front damage. He hit the wall, kissed the wall on the exit of 2, which made him lose all his speed momentum and a couple of spots, or 2 spots as we speak. And the 10 of Bryce Whitson takes over the race lead this time by Rick Jonathan second. Marty Ray being shown third, but just got bumped down to 4th here as we spoke, and being pushed by the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. And as we speak, Marty Ray most likely is suffering on the top end due to that damage on the right front. At the same time, he will most likely start feeling the negative consequences. I should say the machine will be having trouble rotating once the tires go away because of that damage, because that damage is never a good thing. As we speak, up front, second place drivers Rick Donovan, Travis Pryor side by side, second place. And you see it right there, 81 of Travis Pryor making the outside line work nice and strong. He gets around the 18 of Rick Donovan successfully. And looking at it right now, Rick Donovan did take 2 tires, the last pit stop that we had, the last caution. And while Travis Pryor took 4 tires. So maybe, Dave, that has something to do with why Travis Pryor was able to make that pass successful on the outside like he did.
Well, I'll tell you what, Travis Pryor right now is driving on rails. After getting around the 18 of Rick Donovan, he was 6/10 behind race leader Bryce Whitson Jr. He has now cut that to 0.3 of a second.
Oh, yep, he's gaining a lot of time, 0.2 a minute, 0.2 a lap, that is. So with that said, from calculations here in the next 2 laps, he should be all over the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr. But last week at Kansas Speedway, Bryce Whitson was a very, very fast driver in the long run. With that said, getting to Bryce Whitson is one thing, but getting around Bryce Whitson Jr. is another thing for Travis Pryor. One thing is easier said than done. So we're going to see exactly how this plays out as soon. Oh, actually, speaking of that, Travis is now all over the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr. But Bryce still maintaining his normal race line with slingshot engaged off turn 2. No, Bryce goes to the inside to defend that spot. Yep, when it comes down to it, you do have to do exactly what you gotta do. Oh man, the 10 of Bryce Whitson's machine did push. Oh, actually looks like he's backing it down to go down pit road this time by. It did push under braking, but no harm was done. First driver going down pit road, Bryce Whitson Jr. this time by with 26 laps on his tires and tank. And that passed the race lead over to the 81 of Travis Pryor, 18 of Rick Donovan second, Hunter McDaniel third, Curtis Vollmer fourth, and the 86 of Adam Eisenhower in the 5th place position.
Well, Sean, we saw the race leader coming down on the pit road. That means within probably the next 5 laps, we should have up Marty Ray, Zachary Crazer, Tommy Amassi, Devin Sanders, Chris Boyles, all down on pit road.
Yeah, pit road is getting busier by the lap. It makes me wonder exactly when Travis Pryor is going to be going down pit road. He might run the tank dry, he might... Oh, yep, he's backing it down this time by pitting in. Rick Donovan is staying out this time by and taking over the race lead as we speak on lap number 34. And the new top 5, updated top 5, Rick Donovan, Adam Eisenhower, Curtis Vollmer, Cody McFadden, and Ethan Kurtz, 1st through 5th respectively. Travis Pryor, Hunter McDaniel, Tommy Haynes, Dakota Craig, Bobby Tinch, Gary Whitson, Chris Thorman, Don Kidder Jr., Jim Kelly, Michael Twaits. We have Andy Starcher, Kerry Cleaver, Jamie Christensen, and Gary Woolbot all down pit road this time by. And now Adam Eisenhower following them.
Yep, Garrett Robinson, Greg Bradshaw also down on pit road. So we are actually getting some green flag pit stops. Gotta love it. Is we are now looking at just 80 laps remaining.
Oh man, the caution flies this time by, Dave. That is not a good thing for the drivers down on pit road. We're gonna back it up and see exactly who might have been involved. Oh man, a driver on his lid, flipping in every single direction, none to mankind. That's 61 of Brandon Limecooler. Got the worst end of that. Let's focus on Brandon, Dave, and see what happened.
Well, coming through the dog leg, oh man, I don't know if there was some contact there between him and the 65 Marty Ray. Let's see if we can get a closer look at this. Yeah, Marty Ray, it looked like the 61 tried to check up a little bit, and Marty Ray just did not see it and gave him a little bump and around and into the inside wall, and he is on his lid up on the track.
Oh, Dave, I see it. Yep, Hunter McDaniel was spun out on the track, and Limecooler was checking up, was slamming on the brakes to avoid getting into the stationary machine on the outside line in turn 1, being Hunter McDaniel. Looks like Hunter McDaniel spun his tires there off the exit of pit road, which did send him back up onto the racing surface. But that is very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved, and that is gonna this is gonna shake things up. Basically, a lot of drivers are not very happy to see the caution come out at such a time there in between pit stops. And Rick Donathan is one of the drivers who will be happy, or I should say who are happy to see the caution, because the track position, he should still maintain the race lead.
Just think, Sean, here soon, down on pit road, we're going to have pit road animations, the pit crews. We're actually going to be able to see the pit crews changing these tires. I tell you what, as far as broadcasting, I can't wait to see it.
Oh, you and me both, brother. You and me both. We have great things happening here on iRacing. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet already, check out iRacing.com. That's the finest simulation racing there is. That is iRacing.com. And you will not be disappointed. And thank you for tuning in once again. And just as we had talked about, Rick Donathan was able to lead. Yeah, like we had talked about there, Rick Donathan was able to lead off pit road and will maintain the race lead this time by Cody McFadden in second, Curtis Vollmer third, Ethan Kurtz fourth, and Tyler Holman in the 5th place position. Let's see if the pace car do turn off. Now the last pace car still turned on, and this will be a good time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on the 4 of Brent Kuhl.
Fitz.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by he himself.
Look at that.
Check, don't guess, Brent Kuhl. Get a call there, Brent?
Yes, sir. Drive for Diabetes Awareness, Brent Kuhl speaking.
Oh, copy that, man. How are you doing tonight?
Well, we're looking pretty good here. We started, I think, in 30th someplace. I was pathetically slow, which I think has really paid off for me because I'm saving my tires. We're up to 6th place there, boss man, Sean.
Oh, yes, you are. And Brent, you did start in 30th. That is a long way, man. A long way back, and you've come a very, very long way. And how's the machine handling so far, buddy?
I tell you what, this Chevy here normally's got an oil leak, but she's been handling the track pretty well. There's a lot of rubber down on the track tonight, guys. So it should be a lot of fun here, guys. Be patient. And I got lucky there. I was still out in the lead lap when the caution came out.
Oh, absolutely, man. And speaking of the caution, do you think the caution has thrown basically a negative effect to your pit strategy, or maybe it's not going to make a difference?
Well, with that caution that came out, it put me in 6th place. I'm going to drive up on the high line and let them go by me, and I'm going to use up their tires on the inside. So it helped me. They're going to pay the price trying to pass me on the inside.
Oh, copy that, man. Glad to hear that. And with that said, man, you sound very, very confident, Brent, with a very, very fast machine, the Drive for DiabetesAwareness.org machine, the Chevy Silverado. So, should we expect to see you in victory lane for your first win of the season?
Hey, you never know. With from 30th to 6th place here, you never know. But check, don't guess, people.
Well, good luck to you, buddy. and look forward to seeing you in victory lane. And that was Check, Don't Guess, the 4 of Brent Kuhl, Drive for Diabetes Awareness. And we are now back 1 to green, exiting turn 4, going green this time by being led by the 18 of Jonathan. The pace car does dip off, and Jonathan wastes no time whatsoever. No hesitation, but a lot of determination. And battle for 3rd place between the 6-4 McFadden and the 48 of Curtis Farmer, and 32 of Vern Markheim on the outside line.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with just 75 laps remaining, we are going to take this time to go ahead and do our first commercial break of the night. We'll be right back here on the Dre Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we continue tonight's race. The NC Education Lottery 250, that's the NC Education Lottery 250, round 4 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping Road Truck Series. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to the channel, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. For the existing and or returning viewers, welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And we do hope that you guys are enjoying the show. And for all those viewers out there in the chat who would like to be a part of the action here behind one of the wheels of these machines, be sure to check out ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme and start with the X. That's ExtremeMotorsports99.com. On Monday nights, they run a Pro Can-Am series, including a road series. Tuesday nights, truck series. Wednesday nights, Xfinity series. And on Thursday nights, they do run a Cup series. So you guys can join either of those, well, you can join any of those based on how much experience you have. Because basically they do place you in different series based on how much experience you have. So the less the experience, I guess you can view the Pro Can-Am series as the beginner series, while then the Cup series on Thursday nights is the elite, I should say the best of the best, just like Joe White likes to put it. Speaking of Joe White on the OSR network, that's Online Sim Racing Network. Joe White and David Everly will be broadcasting tomorrow night the Xfinity Series here with the Extreme Motorsports 99 on the Online Sim Racing Network. And on Thursday nights, he'll be broadcasting the Cup Series on the Online Sim Racing Network. So Dre Broadcasting Network covers the Truck Series and the Pro Can-Am Series on Mondays and Tuesdays. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network. We do hope you guys are enjoying the show and you got enough popcorn and refreshments to last the rest of the race. Well, going back to the race, we have a new race leader, 64 of Cody McFadden, 18 Rick Donovan 2nd, Curtis Vollmer 3rd, Tyler Harmon 4th, and Vernon Margheim in the 5th place position this far. And as we speak, the top 3 drivers, Cody McFadden, Rick Donovan, and Curtis Vollmer, are within a second of each other, while everybody else, Tyler Harmon, Vern Margheim, that's going to be fourth place on back, are about 2.5 seconds behind the leaders up front. So these leaders up front are having a race of their own.
Yeah, most definitely. But taking a look here, Travis Pryor, he's running back here in 9th position, right behind the 40 of Joshua Gillen. So he has got some work to do. He was fast here last night in the K&N cars, as we've seen him roll off with the victory here at Charlotte. So I'm sure he would like to repeat here in the trucks, but he has got some stiff competition ahead of him.
Oh, absolutely, Dave. Yeah, nicely said. And Dave, we have a cluster of drivers, namely 555, Michael Thwaites, Garrett Robinson, Ethan Kurtz, Bobby Tinch, Tommy Haynes, Andy Starcher. All these guys bunched up within less than a 10th of each other. And with that said, you can pretty much cover these drivers up with a blanket, like most people like to say, the analogy. But as we speak about it, between the 17 of Haynes and the 19 of Andy Starcher being shown 1 lap down. And speaking of drivers 1 lap down, we have a lot of drivers racing for the lucky dog. Oh, the caution flies this time by lap 53 or 54 with 61 laps left. Big wreck entering turn number 3. Gonna see exactly who got a piece of the action. Oh, Marty Ray, Don Kidder Jr., Jim Kelly. Oh man, yeah, that's very unfortunate indeed for the drivers involved. But Dave, if we can, let's back it up on the 03 of Don Kidder. See what happened.
Yeah, Don Kidder right there, contact with the 10 machine and the 23. Ooh, that is unfortunate there. Let's take another look here, see if we can get a good angle of exactly what happened. Looked like he was trying to go down to the inside there of Don Kidder, made contact with the 10, and the 65 Marty Ray slammed right into him. Nowhere to go.
Oh man, absolutely, including Jim Kelly. Wrong place, wrong time for these drivers. Yeah, and especially with such banking, the banking is so great that it does end up working against these drivers, or it works with the drivers because it clears the track. At the same time, it works against the drivers behind the wreck. And that's exactly what we saw right there. But that could have been worse. So great awareness to the drivers, not making that worse than it was. Well, going back up front, we are being led by Rick Donovan this time, by who leads everybody down pit road. Yep, everybody will follow. And the lucky dog will be the 8 of Jamie Christensen. Yes, Jamie Christensen gets the waiver on the pace car. The lucky dog back on the lead lap on lap 56 with 59 laps remaining. Great job to the 8 of Christensen. That is great to see. Early on, we noticed he got involved in the first caution, went 1 lap down, and is now finally back here on the lead lap. Well, he went a lap down due to the second caution, the last caution we had, that caught a lot of drivers at a very bad time. They're in between the pit stops. So that was a bad thing for some and a great thing for others. But it's still good to see Jamie Christensen back on the lead lap. I do believe the 18 of Rick Donovan Yeah, was able to win the race off pit road yet again. He had a pit stop of 13.7 seconds. That is 13.7 seconds. And scanning the rest of the field, the fastest pit stop so far has been set. But actually, we have a time for the fastest pit stop. That's between Tyler Holman and 81 of Travis Pryor. So Tyler Holman, Travis Pryor being tied for the fastest pit stop. Actually looks like Curtis Vollmer was able to win the race off pit road. Rick Donovan came on second, Tyler Holman third, Vern Markheim fourth, and Cody McFadden in the 5th place position. And looking in the chat there, we have some new viewers. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. They call me Red. Welcome back. Johnny Miranda, that's Johnny Miranda. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And absolutely, Johnny, great paint schemes by these drivers tonight. It's going to actually go over a couple of paint schemes here. Curtis Vollmer still rocking the Lowe's machine. 18 of Rick Donovan there with the Miller Welders paint scheme. Chevy Silverado, that's well dressed. We have Tyler Holman with the Old Smoky paint scheme. That's the Moonshine paint scheme, actually. Vern Markheim GTR Simulator. Cody McFadden Greenhouse. We have Adam Eisenhower Philadelphia Eagles. Joshua Gillen Kobe eye paints. That's his usual paint scheme. That's the green machine. It's the brightest one there is out there. It's very well dressed as usual. Travis Pryor Wrangler paint scheme. Jason Eisenhower with the C&S Hobbies machine. Chevy Silverado as well. Zachary Kreiser Crown Royal. We have Dakota Craig with the Kobe eye paints. And Garrett Robinson there with the Happy Halloween paint scheme. Ethan Kurtz. That's going to be the DC Solar. Yeah, DC Solar, Chevy Silverado, Bobby Tinch, Snap-on. We have Devin Sanders, Bud Light. Greg Bradshaw, Doritos. That's Doritos. Tommy and Massey with the American flag there on the rear end. That's a very well-dressed machine as well. That's the Genesee Brewhouse on the 05 of Tommy and Massey. But here we are now back 1 to green, being led by Curtis Vollmer with the help of the 32 of Vern Markheim, as he is starting on the outside line because the leaders do have lane choice on starts and restarts. Well, 18 Rick Donovan on the inside with the help of 77 of Tyler Holman going green this time by. And the only gamer in the chat, that's the only gamer. Welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network. He is rooting for the for Brandon. Yeah, for Brandon here in the race. And the green flag does. 548 of Curtis Vollmer catches them off guard. 18 of Rick Donovan was caught sleeping, but 77 Tyler Holman did give a bump of a lifetime. A bump to life, if you will. And now they are single file working together for a common good here on the exit of turn 2. And Vern Markheim drifts way high. He will go from about 3rd place to 5th place in 1 lap.
Yeah, but he gets back down to that inside line, protecting his position there in 5th place. He's got the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, Travis Pryor. Travis Pryor moving to the inside on Adam Eisenhower, trying to take away that number 6 spot.
Oh, and Dave, we are under caution here this time by, oh, that was actually a 4 wide incident. Yes, 4 wide. Well, actually, that was 3 wide. It looked like 4 wide. But Marty Ray involved. 50 Scan Mitson, 7 of Woolbot, and Hunter McDonough. Let's focus on the 7 of Gary Woolbot and see what happened.
Yeah, just looks like that space got a little crowded there, Sean. Just not enough room as they almost went 4 wide. And then, yeah, just big contact. A lot of damage to those trucks.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's very unfortunate for every single driver involved. Oh, man. And that also collects Jim Kelly again. When I say again, it's because Jim Kelly blew his motor there early on as well due to being at the wrong place at the wrong time. And it has happened yet again. But hopefully his pit crew has enough time to get that machine back up and running and eliminate the smoke from the rear end. Because it is quite a barbecue on the way down a pit road this time by. And nobody's pitting in except for the drivers who got a piece of the action. Actually, sat in the back of the park car pitting in too. We have Tommy Haynes, Chris Voiles, Andy Starcher, Jamie Christensen, and Kerry Cleaver going down pit road this time by. But Curtis Vollmer stays out. Rick Donovan is 2nd. Tyler Holman 3rd. Cody McFadden 4th. And Vern Markheim 5th, rounding up the top 5. And 1 driver gets the wave around the pace car. 03 of Don Kidder Jr. Kidder Jr. gets back on the lead lap on lap 61 with 54 laps remaining.
Yeah, over halfway completed here tonight, Sean. So these guys got about probably one more pit stop they'll need to complete to be able to make it the remainder of the race.
Oh yeah, yep, one more pit stop it is, and that pit stop will be the most important pit stop. And these drivers have to be on their A game, have to get on and off pit road as fast as they can, because it is very, very tricky getting down pit road at this track. We noticed there at one point the leader up front, that was the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr. He did end up braking, and his machine pushed up almost into the 81 of Travis Pride, but no harm was done. It just goes to show how difficult it is, or how easily one can make a mistake going down pit road. And the famous saying comes back once again: a race can be won or lost on pit road. I should say in this case, a race is won or lost on pit road. The wording is extra important. But this does give us some time to get a race interview in here. Let's actually focus on the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by an Eisenhower Racing driver, the 36 of Jason Eisenhower with the CNS Hobbies machine. Get a call up there, Jason.
Hey, good evening.
How you doing tonight?
We're doing really good. Started pretty far in the back there and raced our way up. Stayed out a little longer than everyone else, and we benefited from that caution. So we're running good.
Oh, 10-4, man. We are glad to hear that. And yep, staying alive, very important, which you've been doing a lot of here tonight in the CNS Hobbies machine. And tell us about your machine's handling so far, man. We see a lot of great racing going on.
Yeah, it's handling really well. It seems to be pretty good on the short run, and that long run we had, I really didn't have any issues there either. So, yeah, we're running good. Machine's handling well. So. Rolling through the corners real easy.
Oh, 10-4, glad to hear that, and that is exactly what you need, man. A responsive machine, and to get the job done. And before we go green here shortly, do you want to talk about the paint scheme a little bit?
Yeah, this is picked up a sponsor, CNS Hobbies, which does Facebook auctions, live auctions, and for NASCAR diecasts and other memorabilia stuff. Chris is taking good care of me over here.
Oh, most definitely, man. That's a well-dressed machine. And Jason, we are doing an amazing job this far. We are now coming to green, so keep doing exactly what you're doing, man. Stay alive. See you in victory lane.
10-4.
And that was Jason Eisenhower. The green flag does fly this time by. Caution's going a little bit too quick to get the interviews in, unfortunately. But Curtis from a great restart here yet again. Rick Jonathan second, single foul behind him. Tyler Hallman, Corey McFadden, and behind them side by side, Adam Eisenhower, 33. Verd Markham as we speak. Markham to the inside, Eisenhower to the outside, side by side still. Entering turn 3. And at this point, a lot of drivers last caution did decide to stay out. And at this point, they do have 10 laps on their tires. Well, in this case, that's going to be about 6 to 7 laps of green flag racing with about 3 laps of caution laps on them. So with that said, it's not as bad as it sounds. But for all those drivers who took new tires there during the caution, like Chris Voyles, we had also Kerry Cleaver back in the pack, Tommy Haynes, Bobby Tinch, the drivers who chose to go down pit road. These drivers are pretty much having a great drive through the field in the back of the pack. Due to having those fresh stickers, and that's a very, very good advantage. And for the back in this package, we have the 40 of Joshua Gillen. Joshua Gillen making his way out to the top 10 for the first time tonight. That's Joshua Gillen. He is side by side with the 39 of Zachary Kraser, new points leader. And 61 of Brandon Lime Cooler is back here spanking these boys. He is behind the 01 of Garrett Robinson. The caution flies as we speak on lap 67. We are going to back it up and see what might have been involved. Oh, I saw the 71 of Chris Thorman in the grass. Yes, Chris Thorman gets a piece of the action. Let's back up on Chris Thorman, Dave. See what happened.
Well, as we take a look here at the 71 of Chris Thorman riding next. Oh, contact between him and the 4, Brent Cool. He goes around and into the grass. That is going to bring out our 5th caution of the night.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Very unfortunate for the 71 of Chris Thorman and the 4 of Brent Cool there. Both getting involved in that one. And we have some new viewers in the chat. We have, that's going to be the Only Gamer. Welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network. Dustin Powers as well in the chat. These drivers all rooting for Brandon Lime Cooler. Looks like Lime Cooler has quite the, he's got quite the fan base out there. That's amazing to see. And keep up the good work there, ladies and gentlemen, for rooting on and cheering on these drivers, Pat T, as well as usual. We also have C Racing AV. Hi, Brazil. Welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network, C Racing. Mosca Games. Welcome back. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. Let's see who else is in the chat there. We have Paulo Lopez 3D. Welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network, Paulo. And All-American. Welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in once again. Ooh, Max Moscon. Max Moscon in the chat as well. Welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network. It's great to see these new faces there in the chat. And ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Dre Broadcasting Network, bringing you live action from the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. For all those who would like to be a part of the action behind the wheel of these machines, or the wheels of one of these machines, check out Extreme Motorsports at extrememotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme. That's drop the first E in Extreme and start with the X, extrememotorsports99.com. And for all those viewers just now tuning in on Monday nights, Extreme does run both a road series and a Pro Can-Am series. On Tuesday nights, they run a truck series like you see right before. That's a truck series like you see right before you. On Wednesday nights, Xfinity series. And Thursday nights, a Cup series. That's a Gen 6 car. So you guys can join any of those. Well, you can join any series based on how much experience you have, because they do place you in different series based on how much experience you have. So basically, the Cup series or the Gen 6 series on Thursday nights is the best of the best. That is, so if the greater the experience, the more likely you are to get up there. Well, that's extrememotorsports99.com. That's extrememotorsports99.com once again. And we are hoping that you guys are enjoying the show there in the chat. And Dave, we have some heavy movers this far. Tyler Hallman from 17th place to 5th. We have Cody McFadden 12th place to 3rd. Joshua Gillen 39th place to 8th this far. Ethan Kurtz 16th to 9th. Garrett Robinson 20th to 10th. Brandon Lime Cooler 28th to 11th. Jason Eisenhower 30th to 12th. Devin Sanders 25th to 13th. We also have Bobby Tinch from 21st to 16th. And we see a lot of these drivers coming to the front or coming up to the top 10, top 15, top 20 with past the halfway mark, because at this point the drivers are used to these machines they're handling, and despite the changes in track conditions lap after lap. So with that said, they do know what they can and cannot do. Basically, they do know the limits of these machines. That is exactly what they need, and that is giving them a lot of confidence, and confidence is always a good thing. Well, we are back 1 to green this time by being led by the 48 of Curtis Vollmer still. That is Curtis Vollmer with the help of the 81 of Travis Pryor on the outside line. On the inside line, 18 of Rick Donovan with the help of 64 of Cody McFadden going green this time by. And we still need that one pit stop, Dave. We're not in the clear just yet. We are not in the clear just yet. One more pit stop still needed.
Yeah, I mean, with looking at 44 laps to go, we need probably about another 15 laps to be in that window.
It makes me wonder how the driver is gonna pit in as a pack, basically pit in as a team, or pit in when the leader goes down pit road or run their tanks dry. We are about to find out, ladies and gentlemen. A pace car dipping off here before too long off turn 4, being led still by 48 of Vollmer, who is controlling the pace. The pace car does dip off, and Curtis holds pace speed. He does put in the flow. He catches them off guard yet again. Great restart, but this time the 18 of Jonathan Sis is coming in time to maintain second place, but misses the shift. Oh, caution flies. A quick caution here on lap 72. We are going to see exactly what might have happened. Looks like it was in the restart. Oh, man, Vern Markheim. Vern Markheim was... Oh, man, that was a big one. Called up the big junk in the tri-oval. Oh, man. David Sanders, Jason Eisenhower, Garrett Robinson, 40 of Joshua Gillen, Brandon Linecooler getting a piece of the action as well. Dave looks like he started with the 0-1 of Robinson and the 40 of Joshua Gillen.
Yeah, it looks like the 0-1 took off the 40 of Joshua Gillen, maybe a little bit of wheel spin, but he just did not move, and he got a bump and got turned around, and it just started a big junk right at the start-finish line. Almost looks like the finish there to the Martinsville race in the Nextel or the Monster Energy Cup Series from this past Sunday.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a very big wreck. That's very unfortunate for every single driver involved in that, and that is going to make a lot of drivers very unhappy. That was the big junk. That's the biggest wreck we've seen here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the NC Education Lottery 250. But going back up front, we are still being led by the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, 18 of Rick Donathan second, Travis Pryor third, Cody McFadden fourth, and Tyler Homan in the 5th place position. And this does give us some time to get a race interview in, so let's focus on the 8 of Jamie Christensen. That's Jamie Christensen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by the 8 of Jamie Christensen with the JCR team. You got a copy there, Jamie?
Yeah, 10-4, I got a copy.
I'm in tonight.
Not too bad after that last one. They during that wreck, it just parted it, and I was able to drive right through it, so that was a pretty crazy experience.
Absolutely, I can only imagine. Yeah, that was a very wild one, and we were glad that you were able to go through that unharmed. And Jamie, your race did not start the best. You had a flip in the very beginning there on lap number 5 for the first caution. You chose to not use your backup truck, which ended up being a very great strategy because the machine was still doing good and has still been doing amazing despite that. But how's it been handling despite the damage?
It's handling pretty decent. You know, it was, like you said, it was a netcode incident that caused that wreck, and I don't even think I got any X's out of it, but I might have got a couple, but I had 1:15 of damage. But, you know, the truck's handling good. You know, I wish it would turn a little bit better around or in traffic. But other than that, it's doing what I wanted to do. I just worry about it on the straightaways because I'm not sure if I'm carrying as much speed as everybody else, but so far so good.
Oh, copy that, man. Well, Jamie, you've come a long way with the damage you've been doing. You've done pretty much 70 laps, that is 70 laps, with the machine that is not at 100%. But you're still making it work, man. It's all about the driver behind the wheel of that machine, and that is very commendable. And what are your plans? Where do you see yourself on lap number 114?
Well, you know, I'd like to move to the front, but I think I'm going to need some help to get there. I just, you know, sometimes you just know when you got a 5th place car or 10th place truck, and that's kind of where mine's feeling what it is today. But I hope to get as far up there as I can, but I just want to give a quick shout out to RJF. Really appreciate the sponsor this year. And
RJF 10-4, that's the RJF Toyota Tundra here. It's a very well dressed machine, Jamie. And Jamie, you've made it a long way with the damage machine. 70 laps completed with the damage. So, buddy, with that said, anything is possible at this point. We look forward to seeing you 8 spots higher and do the JCR team extra proud, and do the Dre Broadcasting team proud as usual as well, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I'm hoping my teammate can follow me up here.
Copy that, man. See you in Victory Lane.
Thanks.
And that was the 8 of Jamie Christensen, currently in the 9th place spot, starting behind the 39 of Zachary Kreiser. That's Kreiser. I was calling him Kreiser, but I believe it's Kreiser. But up front here we are being led by Curtis Bowman with the help of the 64 of McFadden. On the inside we have 18 of Jonathan with the help of 81 of Travis Pryor. And Jonathan has started on the inside, well, started on the inside 6, I should say, about 5 restarts in a row. And the green flag has fly, 48 of Bomber. Great restart yet again. 18 of Jonathan season coming and maintains second place spot. But behind him, 81, Mr. Restart himself, Travis Pryor all over him like fudge cake on Sunday. 86 of Adam Eisenhower watching a battle in front of him between the 77 of Tyler Holman and 64 of McFadden. McFadden will edge out Tyler Holman successfully with the outside power move on the exit of turn 4, and that bumps McFadden up to about 3rd place, no, actually 4th place. And behind him will be Tyler Holman, and so far single file from 1st place to about 6th place, as these drivers trying to get bunched up as a pack to try and pull away from the rest of the field behind them, just like we had seen in the very beginning of the race, the early runs we had. And the 2 of Ethan Kurtz on the outside trying to make a move against 39 of Zachary Kreiser with the help of the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. And at this point, the drivers coming up to now 25 laps on their tanks, and that's when, at this time, was when the pit window opened up. So here before too long, pit window should have, oh, actually, no, scratch that. We still have a couple of laps left. Yeah, we have about 10 to 13 laps. Yeah, 10 to 13 laps before the pit window is open. So fingers crossed for that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will be a good time for us to take our final commercial break of the evening, so you guys can get your last round of popcorn and refreshments, and so we can thank our sponsors. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the NC Education Lottery 250. That is the NC Education Lottery 250, round 4 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series, brought to you by Extreme Motorsports 99. Well, for all those new viewers, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. The existing and returning viewers, welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. We are glad to have you all, new and old. Well, we're going back to the race here tonight. We are being led by the 81 of Travis Pryor, Curtis Vollmer second, Cody McFadden third, Tyler Harmon fourth, and Adam Eisenhower in that 5th place spot, rounding up the top 5. And green flag pit stops taking place. The first driver going down pit road for his final pit stop of the evening, 39 of Zachary Crazer, new points leader. New points leader and last week's winner at Kansas Speedway, down pit road, 4 tires with a full tank of gas. And here before actually scratch that, 2-tire hero, Zachary Crazer, and off pit road he goes. You know, Dave, with 25 laps left, I think 2 tires was a good call on Zachary's part.
I don't know. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how that's going to play out. I mean, we still got, as you said, 25 laps to go. A lot of racing left. Question is that going to give him enough position here to get up as we are starting to work on our green flag pit stops, the last pit stop of the night.
And speaking of those pit stops, 18 of Rick Donovan down pit road this time by. But absolutely, we're going to see exactly how it affects Zachary Crazer. But as we speak, Zachary Crazer is taking some names. He is in a row. It's like pretty much like on the shoulder lane. He's on the shoulder during 5-hour rush hour traffic, pretty much on a highway or something. And as we speak, he's actually having some trouble getting around these machines. There's so many of them and limited room to get the job done. But Travis Pryor, Cody McFadden, Jamie Christensen, and Vernon Markheim down pit road. Oh man, driving the wall 555. That's 555. Oh, that's gonna be Michael Twaits in the wall, but no harm done. The green flag still stays out. And that passed the race lead over to the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis Vollmer, oh, he's now retiring. Well, he's giving up the race lead to go down pit road this time by. And next driver takes the race lead over is 86 of Adam Eisenhower. And Adam being challenged by the 2 of Ethan Kurtz. Adam Eisenhower backing that sucker down this time by. So is Ethan Kurtz going down pit road. Both drivers, oh man. The 86 of Adam Eisenhower was actually, he had his wheels locked up going down pit road. That could be deadly, but he seemed to have that machine under control. And no harm was done. A new leader now, 66 of Bobby Tinch. Bobby Tinch takes over the race lead this time by on lap 94 with 21 laps remaining. Tommy Amasi second, Dakota Craig third, Chris Thorman 4th, and Garrett Robinson in the 5th place spot, rounding up the top 5. We still have a lot more drivers staying out. At this point, we have 8 drivers on the lead lap still needing to pit in, namely Bobby Tinch, Tommy Amasi, Dakota Craig, Chris Thorman, Garrett Robinson, Brent Kuo. We have Kerry Cleaver, including Greg Bradshaw. These drivers on the lead lap still need to pit in, or else they will end up running out of gas. And that is never a good thing. Adam Eisenhower and Ethan Kurtz rode off pit road. And more drivers going down pit road. Tommy Amasi, Dakota Craig pitting in this time by. And here, as we speak for the back in this pack, the 69 of Kerry Cleaver. I'm not speaking much of Kerry Cleaver here tonight, but he is an amazing driver. He is a rookie this season to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. As we see, he's letting the faster traffic by. Cody McFadden on the outside line. Cody McFadden has already pitted in and has fresh set of tires. And with that said, McFadden is a lot quicker. He has a lot more grip and can push that machine a little bit more. But Kerry Cleaver still needing to pit in. He is staying high and letting the faster traffic by. So in this case, he's staying low to let the oh, we have driver spinning. Ooh, they're driving the wall. That's going to be the 81 of Travis Pryor. That almost got ugly. Take him 3 wide. That was 2 of Ethan Kurtz, 98 of Dakota Craig. Big checkup on the outside line with the 81 of Travis Pryor.
Well, let's put the Dre Broadcasting replay taking a look here at the 81 of Travis Pryor. See what happened, how he got up into the wall as he was trying to get around some traffic there using the outside wall. Oh, looks like maybe a little contact between him and the 7 of Gary Wolbert. Only minor damage, just lost a little bit of speed, but not too much damage to that Toyota Tundra.
Absolutely could have been worse, but Dave, we are under caution here. Oh man, this caution yet again catches a lot of drivers at a very bad time. But Bobby Tinch, Garrett Robinson, Brent Kuo, and Greg Bradshaw will be very, very happy to this caution, because then they'll be able to stay in the top 4, top 5 where they currently are. And I do not seem to be finding or seeing anything that might have been the cause of the caution. Try and still scan the field.
Yeah, I can't really find anything, but Bobby Tinch right now, our race leader. We have taken a look, 16 laps to go. We are going to have about 12 laps, 12, 13 laps when we go back green flag racing.
And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, once the green flag flies the next time by, keep in mind that everybody at this point has pitted in, or should have pitted in, or I should say will have pitted in. And that, with that said, they will not be needing any more pit stops. So that is one less thing to worry about. And now the only thing to worry about is maybe being at the right place at the right time, keeping their heavy feet in order to be there for the end, because it is go time. There is 0% give, but 100% take. That is 0% give, but 100% in taking. So stay tuned for that. It will be a bumpy ride, and a lot of drivers being shown 1 or more laps down, with a lot of drivers behind the pace car looking forward to getting their laps back. We have the 13 of Gary Whitson. We have 94 Devin Sanders, 64 Cody McFadden, 50 Scott Mitton, Curtis Vollmer, Marty Ray. Yep, Ethan Kurtz, Chris Thorman, Travis Pryor, Kerry Cleaver, 98 Dakota Craig, Andy Starcher. These drivers all hoping to get 1 lap back, and they will. Once the lights on the pace car turn off to go back 1 to green, these drivers will be waved around the pace car.
You're going to have a battle. These drivers want to come away with that win. Bobby Tinch leading. He's definitely wanting to come away with a win here tonight. Definitely help with his momentum here. But take a look behind him. You got Garrett Robinson, Brent Kuhl, Zachary Kraser, Tommy Haynes, Greg Bradshaw running there in 6th. Cody McFadden, Scott Mitton, Curtis Vollmer, Ethan Kurtz rounding out your top 10. So we got a lot of hungry drivers out there.
Oh yes, we do. A lot of hungry lions, but unfortunately the track is not wide enough to accommodate so much side by side. But we're gonna see exactly how these guys handle that. And unfortunately, we have lost a couple of drivers here. Vernon Markham has retired for the evening. Chris Voiles, Jim Kelly. These drivers have retired for the evening, but we look forward to seeing them back again with us next week as we go to Dover International Raceway, Dave's favorite track, Monster Mile. Gonna see exactly how Turn 4 handles.
Oh, I can't wait, Sean. Miles the Monster. How many trucks is he going to eat up and spit out next week? Oh, I can't wait to see.
Yep, tonight's Turn 2 surprisingly hasn't claimed too many drivers as usual. I mean, he claims a lot of drivers. He has claimed a lot of drivers in the past, but tonight has not been the case. We've seen excellent racing conditions, and it goes to show amazing setups with these machines, these trucks. And these drivers are loving it. That's what we've seen. We've seen a lot of battles, a lot of side-by-side, and a lot of pit stops going on because of the amazing conditions that have been provided by the Extreme Motorsports 99 here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the lights on the pace car do turn off. All the drivers behind the pace car getting waved around it, and Bobby Tinch takes back the race lead. Brent Kuo starting behind him in third place. Garrett Robinson leading the outside with the help of 17 of Tommy Haynes, going green with 12 laps remaining.
Yeah, Garrett Robinson, I tell you what, he is hungry, hungry, hungry. He is wanting to come away with a win. I do believe it'll be his first win here in the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. But, like I said, you got Brent Kuo, you got Tommy Haynes, you've got Curtis Palmer, Scott Minton, Cody McFadden. A lot of drivers that are hungry for that win behind him. As the pace car is now off. Bobby Tinch leading these guys to the green flag. He gets on the throttle, gets a good jump. The 01, Garrett Robinson on the outside gets a good jump. He is going to stay up in front of the 17 of Tommy Haynes, and he is going to bring it down into the white line here in turns 1 and 2.
Yep, single file first through fourth place as we speak, but Zachary Crazer pouncing against the fourth place driver for Brent Kuo. The check don't guess. The drive with Davis awareness. Brent is trying to hold his own, but great momentum off the exit of the turns by Zachary Crazer will put the 4 of Kuo at a big disadvantage, and Kuo goes from fourth place to fifth place here in 1 lap. Actually, for further investigation, Brent Kuo heavy damage on the right side of the machine, right front specifically, and that most likely is affecting the top end of the machine. As we speak, it is dropping off 65 of Marty Ray, and that is helping counter the damage quite well. And for the back end, there's packed the 2 of Ethan Curtis on the inside of the 13 of Gary Whitson. Gary Whitson on the outside line, the 2 of Ethan Curtis on the inside line, but Gary Whitson is being shown 1 lap down. He is hoping for a caution, so he can be able to get his lap back and be back on the lead lap, so he can be able to contend to compete with these drivers on the lead lap. But he does stay high to let everybody else by and falls back in line, but nope, the 81 of Travis Pryor to his inside.
Yeah, Travis Pryor, he's back here. He's moved up into 9th as he gets around. That's going to be the 13 machine. No big worry, though. I do believe the 13 there is going to be a lap down, as he's now working to try to get up to Curtis Palmer and get around it, as he is now at his back bumper.
And Dave, we might have some trouble here. 50 of Scott Minton is going down to pit road. He's on pit road this time by. And something tells me, oh, actually, yeah, Dave, he was not going to be able to make it. I just not noticed that. He actually had over 30 laps on his tires and tank. So he had no choice but to pit in. That is not a good thing, because it just went green. So it looks like he might have ended up missing his opportunity to pit in during the last caution.
Take a look up front. Here comes the 17, Tommy Haynes. He is battling the 66, Bobby Tinch. Garrett Robinson right there, Zachary Crazer also. They're watching this battle as Tommy Haynes, and we are under yellow.
Oh, Dave, this one, Tyler Holman gets a very, very bad deal off of it. Let's back up on 77 of Tyler Holman and see what happened.
As we pull up the Dre broadcast and replay, looks like he's got the 05 Tommy Massey. Not sure if there was contact there made, but he gets real loose there in the turn. Oh, he just got into that grass and lost it through the turn, a little bit of air time, and down right in front of the rescue trucks. Let's take another look here from the cockpit view of that, as we're going to ride on board here with the 77 of Tyler Holman as he comes out of turn 4. He comes through the dog leg, just gets a little, yep, gets in that grass, loses it. You see him try to correct it, gets that air and hard into the wall.
Oh man, yeah, that was some heavy contact by Tyler Holman. Very unfortunate, and he was going down. He's going sideways down the pit road. He's got his wheel turned so far to the left to keep that machine straight. Oh, actually, still doing the same. So, David, let's actually focus on Tyler Holman, and hopefully he makes it down pit road.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit of a crab walk there, so he's got some heavy damage to that machine of his. So I don't know if he can get that smoky truck down. Here he comes. He's going to make it down on pit road.
And as soon as he made it down pit road, All the smoke from the rear end disappeared. So he actually blew his motor at the right place. Well, at the right time and right place, I guess, in this case, because he will be able to coast down to his pit stop. Yes, he makes it. Brand new machine. Yes, Tyler Holman, brand new machine. He is still in it to win it. That's good.
Well,
we have some. Go ahead.
We're 6 laps to go, though, Sean. We're going to go green with 4 laps to go. That pretty much means that once we take the green flag, the next flag is going to end this race.
Oh, yep. Next flag ends the race, and with the drivers knowing that, they will be eager to be at the right place at the right time. Or basically, they'll try and be in the right spot possible, knowing that and the next flag will end the race. So that's going to make things even more intense than it already is and was. And here, as we speak, we have some new viewers in the chat. We have Ender's World. That's Matthew Welsenbach. Matthew Welsenbach. That is in the chat. Welcome back, Matt Welsenbach. John Marine as well in the chat. Welcome back, guys. We do hope that you guys are enjoying the show. And up front here, Tommy Haynes leading, Bobby Tink second, Garrett Robinson third, Zachary Kreiser fourth, and Brand Cool check, don't guess, drive for Diabetes Awareness in the 5th place spot, rounding up the top 5. And status check on the 18 of Rick Donovan. Rick Donovan is in the 12th place spot. He did run up front pretty much all race long, but he ended up getting lost there during the transition of pit stops. So right now he is in the 12th place spot behind the 98 of Dakota Craig. And we have a new driver up in the top 10, the 69 of Kerry Cleaver. We didn't see much of Kerry Cleaver here in the top 5, top 10, but he is here now after starting the 22nd place spot and having some bad luck there early on.
Well, Sean, let's take a look here at our race report. We have had 8 cautions here tonight, 17 lead changes as we are being led by Tommy Haynes. Curtis Balmer is going to be the guy walking out of here at Charlotte, leading the most laps, 27 laps. Rick Donovan leading 19 laps here tonight, Marty Ray 13, Bobby Tinch 13, Travis Pryor leading 11 laps. And see, Cody McFadden leading 9, McDaniel leading 6. Whitson 5, Tommy Haynes 4, Vern Martheim led 1 lap, and I do believe also the 01 of Garrett Robinson leading a lap.
Oh man, yep, congrats to all these drivers leading a lap, and they do not get any bonus points for leading a lap here anymore, but it's still good to get that truck up there, get a feel of that fresh, clean air, and that is priceless. And now we are back 1 to green with a 3-lap shootout, Dave. Once the green flag flies, ladies and gentlemen, this would be the time to buckle up, put all 3 seatbelts on. 1 is not going to be enough. Put 3 seatbelts on and hang on tight. It will be a bumpy ride. Let's conclude the NC Education Lottery 250. Nice and strong. Going green this time by.
Yeah, we're going to have 3 laps to go at the drop of the green flag. Next flag is going to end the race. Being led by Tommy Haynes, he gets a good jump. Bobby Tinch just did not see it coming. Sitting right there, the 01 of Garrett Robinson sitting there in 3rd, as he is now actually challenging Bobby Tinch side by side into turn 1. There's the 39, Zachary Kreiser. Brent Cool's back here as well. Zachary Kreiser to the inside of Bobby Tinch. I think he is going to try to make a move on Brent Cool. Or Garrett Robinson. No, he's not. Garrett Robinson's going to shut that door. Bobby Tinch, we got a wreck behind him.
Oh, is he going to bring out the caution? No.
Yes, caution.
Flies. No, the caution flies. And that ends the race under caution. We are going to see exactly what the cause was of the incident. I see 81 Travis Pryor involved, 64 McFadden involved. Got a piece of the action as well. Let's back up on the 81 of Travis Pryor, see what happened.
So we take a look here at the 81 of Travis Pryor, 3 wide. I think that's with the 2 machine, but unfortunately unable to save it. Cody McFadden into the outside wall. So let's focus here on the 64 of Cody McFadden. See if we can see exactly what happened here, because it looked like a 3 wide incident. Yes, the 81 and the 2 made contact. Cody McFadden tried to save it almost the 98 of Dakota Craig. Lapsing, so unfortunately he's not going to save it. But as you said, that is going to end the race. That is going to give the 17 Tommy Haynes the win here at Charlotte.
Oh man, yes, great earned win by the 17 of Tommy Haynes, and a wild finish, and very unfortunate indeed for all the drivers involved in that. He had 3 wide, and that was very unfortunate. It was go time, so all the gloves were off. So Tommy Haynes first, Garrett Robinson second, Bobby Tinch third, Zachary Kreiser fourth, and Brent Kuo in the 5th place spot. And this is now the white flag final lap of the evening of the race, lap number 114 of the NC Education Lottery 250, round 4 of the Extreme Motorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series, and the 50 of Scott Mitten. Scott Mitten gets away from the pace car, back on the lead lap, this time by. And ladies and gentlemen, we do hope that you guys enjoyed the show. We really enjoyed bringing it to you guys live. Oh man, looks like Tommy Haynes Dave off turn 4 loses the steering capability, goes into the wall. No harm done. He is still the leader, and off turn 4 he brings this thing home unchallenged at pace speed, which is 65 miles an hour. The checkered flag has now flown. The official results: Tommy Haynes wins this thing. Garrett Robinson second, Bobby Tinch third, Zachary Kreiser fourth, and Brent Kuo in the 5th place spot, rounding up the top 5. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we entered the top 3 drivers: Tommy Haynes, Garrett Robinson, Bobby Tinch, and a special guest. So please stay tuned. And for now, we're gonna watch the 17 of Tommy Haynes for his victory lap, and hopefully we'll see a smoke show.
Here we go.
Yes, sir, Tommy. The TV is all yours, so please blind us, buddy. Blind us. And ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by the top 3 drivers and a special guest, namely Tommy Haynes, Garrett Robinson, Bobby Tinch, and a special guest, the 555 of Michael Thwaites. We're going to start with tonight's race winner, winning his first race of the season here with the Extreme Motorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. Get a go up there, Tommy.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing real good now.
I can only imagine, man. You had your hands full. At one point, you decided to go to the back of the field and had to start all over again. Tell us about your experience tonight.
It was a rough one there first. Like I said, I had a good truck. Then I had got caught up in that accident there when the guy missed a shift on the restart. Had to use my repair up, and then I went to the back, and I got lucky and passed the 66 to get my lap back before that one caution come out, and I ended up being 4th after everybody was pitting. And it just kind of like fell in my hand right there. I got to thank John for spotting for me. He kept me out of trouble all night, and it was just a good night.
Oh, 10-4, man. We're very glad to hear about that. And Tommy, tonight, what would you say was the most difficult thing about your race tonight, and what did you do to counter that?
You really just need to save tires, man. You can run good and hard for about 4 laps, and then you got to start saving. And I just, on that last run there, I just started saving them, and I just started reeling them in on the end there. So.
Oh man, that did pay off. Very smart strategy. Save those tires. and pounce later on when it matters the most. And you did bring this thing home, man, having your first win of the season right here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And Tommy, my guess is this is not going to be your last win of the season. With that said, man, what are you expecting next week at Dover?
I like to be up front again. I run pretty good there, so hopefully we'll have a good showing too.
Well, congrats on your success tonight, Tommy. And before I let you go, but any shout-outs you'd like to give or final words?
I'll give a shout out to my teammate Jamie Christian, my spotter John Winbush, and my sponsor AutosByNelson.com, Little Caesars, and Sud Trust Bank. And I'd like to thank Rick and all of them extreme, and thanks for the broadcast. Y'all do a wonderful job.
Congrats on your win here tonight, Tommy, and thank you for the kind words. We look forward to seeing you again next week at Dover International. Go celebrate. You earned it.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
That was 17 of Tommy Haynes' first win of the season, doing the JCR team very, very proud. And next in line is a 0-1 of Garrett Robinson, who finished second again last week at Kansas and finished second here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Get a cup there, Garrett.
Yeah, Sean, I got you.
How you doing tonight?
Good, same as always. Tired of finishing second, but
well, it's still better than finishing third. But man, I absolutely do understand your frustration. But how's your race tonight, man? How's your experience?
yeah, well, first I was just sitting back, and then that one restart, I got caught up in that wreck, and I just slowly made my way back up to the front, and everybody was starting to pit, and I stayed out until the caution came out. So that put me up in second, and I just rode until I couldn't drive no more.
Oh, most definitely, man. Sounds like it ended up, it worked out, and that is always a good thing with that Halloween machine. The Happy Halloween Chevy Silverado was a very, very well-dressed machine, and you were able to still put it on the podium. And so far here, Garrett, your momentum just is very, very consistent, and you headed the right direction every single week, and that is very, very good to see. And how are the racing conditions tonight? How are the racing conditions?
That was pretty good. I mean, I was safe on my tire, so I don't know, how tight it really was, but I was just starting to run them guys down in the long runs, and they just was burning their stuff off, I guess. I don't know. Don't want to call anybody out, but yeah, it was tight after you wore your tires out.
Oh, copy that, man. I can only imagine. But yeah, still a great race on your part as usual. And with these second place finishes you've been having lately, should we expect to see you one spot higher next week at Dover?
that was my track last season with K&N, so let's see if it's my track this season. And try.
Oh yeah, buddy. We look forward to seeing you a spot higher with your first win right here on the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series next week at Dover International. And Garrett, before we let you go, but any final words before we celebrate?
Yeah, I just want to thank y'all for broadcasting. I want to thank Rick and everybody at Extreme for putting this show on for everybody to race every week. And just want to thank everybody for watching that.
Well, congrats on your success yet again there, Garrett. A couple of second place finishes. We look forward to seeing you have a great race again at Dover next week. Go celebrate, you earned it, and see you next week.
All right, see ya.
And that was a 0-1 of Garrett Robinson, but next in line is a 66 of Bobby Tinch. Get a cup there, Bobby?
Yeah, how's it going up there, guys?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Third place. Wishing it was a little better, but I'll take it.
Oh man, I'm very glad to hear about your determination every time, man. You would finish second and still be disappointed that you did not win the race. You'd finish third and disappointed that you did not finish second, and that is a very, very great mentality to have. And on your part tonight, Bobby, a great run as usual, as expected from you. You finished in the 6th place spot last week and moved up 3 spots higher here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, Bobby, what contributed to your success tonight? What was your contribution for the success?
I think mainly pit strategy. I didn't qualify very good. Took 2 tires on that first stop and gained a little track position. And there at the end, I got caught up in that one restart where the guy missed his shift and pitted, and used my quick repair and wound up coming out first, or with extra fuel, and then everybody had to start pitting and put me in first, and the caution came out. If I'd known the caution come out, I'd have run Tommy a little harder. That way he wouldn't have got that lap back.
10-4. And Bobby, speaking of the two-tire pit stop you had, the two-tire strategy you took during the first caution there on lap number 5, you were one of the 4 drivers to do that. How did that affect your machine? Because I was kind of questioning it. Because in reality, that seems to cause an unbalance in the machine. It makes it maybe tighter or looser depending on the driver's driving style. But for you guys, it seemed as though, especially you seem to have done an amazing job despite that. You pretty much went long before you started suffering.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely made it tighter. Them guys that took tires, I lost about 5 spots, but what I gained helped. I just got up on that high side, and everybody was having trouble, getting on that inside. They were just too tight to finish the pass, and you get a run up off that top side, and that was kind of what was saving me there.
Oh, 10-4, man, that does make a lot of sense, and we are glad that you were able to figure out a great strategy with the two-tire strategy you had going on in the very beginning, and which did contribute to your success here later on towards the very end. And Bobby, you gained 3 spots from last week, so with that said, should we expect to see you gain 3 more spots next week?
I'd love to say so, That's our goal every week, is come here and win these races, but Dover can be a survival racetrack too, so we'll see. Everybody going for that win.
Well, congrats on your success once again, Bobby Tinch. We look forward to seeing you again next week at Dover. And before you go there, Bobby, any shout-outs you'd like to give, or final words?
I'd just like to thank Extreme Motorsports and Rick for doing all this. My first season with them, and it's been pretty good. A lot of talented guys in here.
Well, once again, congrats, Bobby Tinch. We look forward to seeing you 3 spots higher as promised by you next week at Dover. Have a good night and go celebrate.
Thanks, guys.
And that was 66 of Bobby Tinch in 3rd place. And now going to our special guest, the 555 of Michael Thwaites. Get up there, Michael.
Hey, how's it going tonight?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Well, Michael, tonight you did decide to just pretty much keep a low profile and made it count towards the very end of the race. How's your experience tonight?
Yeah, it was pretty good up until that caution that put half the field a lap down, and then had to get the lap back, and then towards the end was able to just run towards the front as much as I could.
And all race long tonight, how did your machine handle? Did it seem to meet your expectations?
Oh yeah. I like running the high line, and it was working real well tonight.
Oh, copy that, man. Very glad to hear. And yeah, tonight was you had your hands full. So many battles going on side by side. Every time we focused on you, you were pretty much just side by side with somebody trying to either defend your spot or take a spot away from one of the opponents out there on the track. And Michael, next week will be transferring to Dover International, a whole different beast compared to Charlotte Motor Speedway. So first of all, we need to ask this question: how much experience do you have at Dover?
Actually, I have good experience there. I tend to do well at that track, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, copy that, man. The more you look forward to it, the more we look forward to it as well. Because then we know that you do have a lot to offer as usual, week after week. And that just might be your first win of the season right here with the Camping World Truck Series with the Extreme Motorsports 99. I want to congratulate you on your success tonight. You did go from 37th place, finishing the 16th place spot. A lot of positions gained. And Michael, before you go, man, any final words?
I'd just like to thank Extreme Motorsports for the opportunity to race with them, and thank you all for broadcasting it.
Well, congrats on your finish here tonight, Michael. Go celebrate, and see you again next week.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
And that was the 555, the 555 of Michael Thwaites, our special guest. And behind him, before him, were Bobby Tinch, Garrett Robinson, and Tommy Haynes, third through first backwards. Well, that was an amazing race, Dave. The NC Education Lottery 250 Battlefield race here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, round 4 of 10, right before the chase begins. I really am very, very speechless, Dave. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it was a great race, but I tell you what, we got more great races coming. As you said, next week, Dover, so Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And speaking of Dover, that will be the Bar Harbor 170. That's the Bar Harbor 170 round 5 of the Extreme Motorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series. That is round 5, Dover International. So look forward to seeing exactly what these drivers have in terms of survival skills of the exit of turn 4, specifically at that track. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of the action tonight here with the Extreme Motorsports99.com and the Dre Broadcasting Network. And we do hope that you guys enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you live here on iRacing on the Dre Broadcasting Network on YouTube as well. Well, the next broadcast we have will be on Thursday night here on the Dre Broadcasting Network with Upper Edge Racing Cup Series. That's Upper Edge Cup Series. But there's a broadcast tomorrow night on the Online Sim Racing Network with Joe White and David Everly as they bring you live coverage from the Extreme Motorsports99.com Xfinity Series. That's the Extreme Motorsports99.com Xfinity Series as they do, they have the round of race 4 as well, just like we did have here tonight. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly behind the cameras, and for all those new viewers, once again, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. For the existing and or returning viewers, welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. We can never thank you guys enough. For all the new viewers, if you have not yet already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because you get notified every single time we go live. We do broadcast 5 nights a week, so you guys are kept fed and entertained almost every single night of the week. I am Sean Zulu once again, and David Everly, my wingman and the producer here tonight, as usual. And have a good night. Thanks for watching.